you moved to town to be an artist. You fell into the session work a lot.
Yeah.
So would you say that was like the majority, big chunk time-wise, that was like the majority of what you have done in town?
That's the thing, career-wise, I did. I had an event happen probably 12 years ago. I was leaving a session late. We'd gone late. We were playing a bunch of bro country stuff. I just remember that. I'm loading up my car. I get in the car. I barely get out of the parking lot, and this big voice in my head just goes, "That's it." And it was almost like a voice in the car that wasn't mine. It freaked me out. I thought, did I just have a stroke or something? I literally pulled the car over, and I'm thinking about, what was that? What did that mean? So I barely slept. I told my wife the next morning, I said, "Honey, I need to talk to you." And she's like, "What happened? Did you wreck the car? What's going on?" I said, "I heard this voice. It just said, 'That's it.'" And I had this feeling of, I shouldn't do this anymore. Like, kind of like you just stepped out of the house and someone locks the door behind you, kind of a deal. And you're stranded on the porch.
Naked.
Yes. Well, maybe not naked.
Yeah.
The towel?
It felt very odd, and I'd never had anything ever happen like that before. So I thought, okay, maybe God wants me to do something else. This seems to be the theme these days. So I started writing, as I had played with when I was 14 and did a lot of writing. So I wrote a few hundred songs, country, pop, all that stuff. Had some pub deals. That was another bubble that's stressful. I had a few cuts, but people no one's ever heard of. And then some really near misses could have been like big life-changing cuts with people. And at the very last second, get thumped off because one of the usual suspect, 4 or 5 guys, gets it. And you're like, oh, I can't live like this either. So I just kind of slipped back into doing sessions again. And then 2 years ago, the whole thing blew up again. So I don't know. I think I need to check into a funny farm or something at this point.
So at what point did you start? I mean, are you at liberty to talk about what ghost producing is? Can we?
Yeah, it's just a way to make money, basically. Somebody else gets the credit and you do all the work. But one guy that I've done, probably the highest profile guy, very well known songwriter, producer and stuff. He's got Oscars and Grammys lying around, and he's in his 80s at this point, but he's still very, very well known. Through a mutual friend, he found me after trying all the DJ crowd in Europe to do some stuff. And they're like, "Well, what about this old guy in Franklin?" So he calls me and we hit it off on the phone, and I start doing work for him, and he loves it. I've never met him face to face. I've FaceTimed with him a couple times. He's got homes kind of all over the world, I think. But yeah, he'll send me stuff. "Can you help me with this?" And I'll pull up tracks, and sometimes they're major artists, and I've never had to sign a non-disclosure, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble or nothing.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I'll do remixes or stuff for him, which is weird. I do a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know that I do around here. They know I play on country stuff, but I've done hip hop, junk, and serious EDM kind of stuff, and just whatever. I'm a student of it. But yeah, I've done some of those things, and I just have him pay me commensurate to whoever I'm working on at the moment. And I'm like, all right, we're just going to double my fee here since I'm not getting credit anyways. And they haven't balked.
So it's a little bit like, for the audience, people who are not in music, it's a little bit like being a subcontractor for a GC.
Yeah.
Would be effectively a good way to describe that.
Yeah. There's been a few times where it's a little disheartening, where someone has sent me like a screenshot of a bulletin board of so-and-so. Man, he just blew it out of the park, knocked it out of the park. I mean, of course it's going to sound, and I'm thinking, they didn't play a note of this. Mm-hmm. That's 100% me.
Wow.
So, but it's like, you know what? It is what it is. You got to buy groceries. You got to do what you
as long as the check clears.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a weird business, man. And I've kind of covered the gambit on stuff like production or programming or tuned vocals for people. I'll kind of do anything.
You literally can do it.
I've made cables. I've soldered enough stuff. I'm like, ugh.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. I learned how to mix. Learn how to work on your computer. Back
In
when-
Dolby Atmos too.
Oh yeah, learned how to do that. Still a process.